Welcome to sunny Knockhill for round 5 of the Scottish Legends Car Championship. Heading out for race 1, let's have a quick word with a few of the drivers. So David, you're doing pretty well in this championship so far. You've got a good draw on the grid today. What are your chances, or what are your thoughts for today?
To be fair, I'm just going to try and take what I get in this one, get the first one out the road and get settled in for the rest of the day.
Yeah. You've got John Critchell up ahead. It's his first time starting in the main pack. How do you think he'll do? Will he just get his head down and move forward?
I think he'll do fine. I mean, he's been showing good pace in the last couple of races, so I mean, I know what it's like to pull your first pole. It is quite nerve-wracking, but same for everybody, just get your head down and get on with it.
Thank you very much, Fiona, Wallace and David Hunter down there in the holding area before this heat number 1 for the Scottish Legends cars. And again, yeah, under baking hot sunshine here in Knockhill. Not really the greatest for the Legends, actually. It starts to hurt the little engines, and they don't cope too well in this sweltering heat. Tyres do become a little bit questionable as well, but it's just all fun of the Legends, all part of the Legend fun. Drivers have got to adapt and try and drive around these slight issues they may have. But David Hunter, we heard from him, and yeah, heaping a good bit of praise on John Crutchlow there, which is nice to hear. And David, yeah, he remembers pulling that ball out for his first ever attempt. That must seem like some amount of years ago now to David. But the cars come round the hairpin, so we're coming up for a start. The race director will be talking in the ear of all these drivers, and the receiver saying we're going for a race start. So it's all formation up towards the start line. Hold a nice constant revs. The revs start to gradually build. The lights go out and we're racing here at Knockhill Racing Circuit, and it's Kieran Beattie has a good bit of lead as they go towards Duffy's Dip, but a few of them running wide there. Stuart Black, one of the guys, getting forced off and has to use the escape road as he goes down Duffy's Dip there. Billy Waite locks up, almost runs a bit wide. That lets Ben Mason come through on him. Duncan Vincent and Colin McNeil running a little bit wide further back down in the pack. David Newell involved in that battle as well. But Ben Mason got a good drive through the chicane there and might possibly look at taking the lead going towards Clark Corner. Yes, he does. He slides through on the inside, as does Ryan McLeish. And Stephen McGill, with a fabulous start, gets himself further up towards the sharp end. But already at the hairpin, Ben Mason under attack from that number 6 Cresta Racing car of David Hunter. But Ben Mason managing to hold that one as he comes through the hairpin and accelerates up the main straight. David Hunter goes back towards the inside now and looks like he's going to make a move going in towards Duffy's Dip. Let's see if he gets it as the camera changes view. Yeah, Hunter's already past there. Good move from Hunter. Ben Mason under more attack as he goes over the top of Duffy's Dip there. Manages to see that one out. And Stuart Black now has a dive up the inside, but Stuart Black gets that one covered off. Good bit of driving there from Stuart Black, because he could have just forced that too much and he could have taken the pair of them off the road there. And Kieran will be well happy with that didn't happen as they make the way up the back straight. Now look at Ryan McLeish as well. Ryan McLeish well into this battle as well. Oh, a lot of smoke coming out of Stuart's car there. The number 52 car starting to smoke quite heavily. Let's hope that's not got a problem. But we'll have to keep our eyes on that through the course of the race into the hairpin. Once again, David Hunter leads a nice train of Legends. And Stuart Black definitely has some smoke coming out of that car. So he will probably be aware of that. If it's oily, I'm sure he would smell it in the actual car itself. Further down there's Duncan Vincent and David Newell, Ivor Greenwood, John Bushby, Michael Paxton all going over the line there. David Newell and Duncan Vincent quite far back. He drew a ball very similar to Stephen McGill actually, and Stephen McGill's managed to cut his way through this pack very well. You can see him up the inside there of Ryan McLeish going through Duffy's Dip. So Stephen McGill in the number 15 car, great first start in the heat for him. And it looks like he's going to try and go past that Butchers. There's not really an overtaking manoeuvre. Showed a nose, but thankfully didn't come to anything as the guys all thunder through the chicane and make their way up the back straight. There's Michael Paxton, car number 5, going through. Colin McNeil has a bit of a moment heading towards the gravel trap, but manages to hold that one. The leaders all making their way through. McGill on a rampage here in this race. Oh, somebody kicks up the gravel. Somebody kicks up quite a bit of gravel there actually as they head towards the hairpin. Early days here in the Legend race. Race number 1 on our programme. Stuart Black having to was either defending or doing an overtake in towards the hairpin there. Gets through on Ben Mason. And then there's a whole gaggle of cars leave the corner. Duncan Vincent, the last one involved in that pack, as they make their way up the main straight there. The white car just behind Mark Beattie there and Ivor Greenwood. David Newell's dropped behind Ivor Greenwood now. So David Newell, Rally Dave with a bit of a problem, an Ivor issue we'll say there. Or has Rally Dave picked up a bit of a mechanical gremlin in that car? When they were at Anglesey, oh, Stuart Black, forget Anglesey, Stuart Black, oh, it's like he pulled the handbrake on going in towards McIntyre's there. The car got very, very lively from underneath him, but he managed to hold that. That, for a couple of seconds, registered on my levels. I'm pretty sure in the cockpit he was very calm and just caught an oversteer going in towards the corner, but Stuart Black maybe sliding about on his own oil now. That's something we need to keep an eye on. Maybe the track is slippy because it's getting oil deposited on it as they all come through Clark Corner and head towards Avon. John Bushby looks a little bit off the pace as he goes through number 16 there, but the leaders come in towards the hairpin, and as they do that, it's all about getting through the hairpin. David Hunter with a comfortable lead now. That really is comfortable as the rest of the guys all make their way up the main straight. Billy Waite now has Duncan Vincent behind him. So can the number 7 car do anything about Billy? Billy well up the order in this one and driving very, very well in that Dennis Jimenez number 17 car. There he goes, across the line now. Ivor Greenwood also right in the slipstream, and Rally Dave, David Newell, well, he's still sitting in that mid-pack, and I think that car's not quite running 100%. As your leader comes through, look at that, that's just absolutely perfect. Turns it in on the nose, nice control, little bit of oversteer, nothing too much, not got arms full of opposite lock. And through he goes over the chicane. Jordan Hodgson with a big slide, Ryan McLeish with a big slide, everybody behind Stuart Black with big slides, so that could be a telling issue actually, as Michael Paxton runs wide at the exit of the chicane there. Let's hope he can manage to get that together and get through Clark Corner okay. As Duncan Vincent dives up the inside of Billy Waite there and gets through. So you'll be happy with that one as Michael Paxton goes into the gravel and half spins it. The gravel does a great job in stopping him, and thankfully John Bushby, being very switched on, probably saw that happening in front of him and managed to just check up enough so he wasn't coming over the crest hill out of control. Billy Waite tries to go back round the outside of Duncan Vincent. Vincent manages to keep that one together and accelerates up the main straight, keeping the position. Hunter leads. Black, then McGill, then Mason, Hodgson, McLeish cross the line, side by side is Billy Waite and Duncan Vincent with Ivor Greenwood behind them. They go up. Will Billy Waite get Vincent before they get to Duffy's Dip? We shall see from this camera angle if the camera stays on them. The camera follows Stephen McGill in, and that's rightfully so because Stephen McGill up to third place. Wow, big hit off the sausage curb there though. That's a mistake by Stephen McGill. Now, did he lose a little bit of traction maybe on some oil that's coming out of the car ahead of him? Because that one seemed to snap into oversteer at the turning point and point him towards the big sausage curb. And credit to Stephen McGill, he was switched on enough to try and catch that one and just head for the escape road. That's why it's there, ladies and gentlemen. It is an escape road. It used to be grass, but that has now been put tarmac just to make sure there is a way for the guys to get through. Ivor Greenwood now ahead of Billy Waite as well. So Billy Waite dropping down just a little bit there, and I was trying to listen to David Newell's car as he was going through there to hear if it was maybe not running on all 4 cylinders. But up the main straight to come. It's been a fabulous performance by this man in the silver number 6 car, and he looks very at home and at ease. He's always been a man who doesn't necessarily like to lead. He does like to follow and make his manoeuvre towards the end of races, David Hunter. But in this one you can see the nice comfortable margin he's got over Stuart Black, and Stephen McGill under pressure from Ben Mason in towards Duffyson. The Stevens Baker's car of Jordan Hodgson has come up now. I always feel a little bit peckish every time I see that car. Jordan's up the inside. That's a clean manoeuvre. It's a good manoeuvre on Ben Mason. Ben Mason doesn't try and force the issue into the corner and have any contact. As I said, he's been around long enough to know exactly what's going on there, and Ben could see that one coming. You know, as Legends races, you get past at one corner, there's a chance you could get past him on the next straight or the next corner as the guys all come through Clark Corner. Still that little haze of oil smoke from Stuart Black's car. As through goes Duncan Vincent with something trailing off the back of his car, possibly a camera. And David Newell still goes through. Oh, a very misfiring car for Colm there as he heads through the hairpin. But look at this behind him, Stephen McGill. He had to cover that line there for Jordan Hodgson. Jordan was making a move on him going in towards the hairpin, and Stephen McGill saw that, so he had to quickly change his line and dive back towards the inside to cover that one off. As once again onto another lap with a, I'm going to say, unassailable lead now. There's a good word for the commentator. And Stuart Black looks very comfortable in second place. if there is oil coming out of that car, he's dealing with it very well. Everybody else behind him is having to have a little bit of a check-up, and the track surface maybe that little bit slick. Now, has Ben Mason got anything in the tank left for Jordan Hodgson as they go over the crest, off the chicane and up the back straight? Hodgson has to defend it. He pulls out because Ben Mason must have had a better run on him. As they get to Clark's, it looks all good as Ryan McLeish come into view with a big hunk of sausage curve there. But through the hairpin he comes, all nice and controlled. David Hunter accelerates out. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Hodgson and McGill, but it's a checkered flag for David Hunter. Second place for Stuart Black. Stephen McGill with a fine drive to third out of Hodgson, Mason and McLeish. Next car through is Vincent. They might have Greenwood as well. Mark Beattie finishes out the rest of the runners. Let's hand back down to Fiona for some post-race analysis.
Congratulations, David. First win of the day. You pretty much had the job done after the first lap there.
Yeah, I mean, I started 6th, so 3rd row. Had a few cars to deal with, dealt them in the first lap, and then just kind of paced it from there on and took it to the flag. But I don't like leading. I'd rather chase till the end and then make my move near the end. But no, it was good. Enjoyed it.
Good. You seem to pull out a bit of a gap to the cars behind, just maintaining pace throughout.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Stuart and Ben having a good tussle, and I thought that would give me a wee bit of breathing space, so I managed to just pace myself off them, and then I saw Stuart getting the better of him and catching me, so I thought I'd better ramp it up a wee bit. But no, good to take it to the flag. I'm happy.
Good race. I had a bit of an oil leak, so my feet are absolutely saturated in oil. It was a bit here, I'm scaring on the brake, but hopefully we can get it fixed and the engine's okay for the next race.
Good, yeah, well, hopefully you do dry out for the next race. Have you got any plans or tactics for going forward?
No, the car feels quite good. Obviously just clean it up, tidy it up, make sure everyone's alright with it, and we'll try again.
Congratulations, Stephen, on P3. How was that race for you?
No, it was a good race. I started to be back in P11, so quite hard to come through the field. There's a lot of quick drivers out there and that with David and all the guys in front. There's not much between the pace. If you look at familiarisations this morning, it's like 0.1 seconds and stuff between us all. So no, you just need to get your head down, try and fight through the traffic as good as you can if you get the breaks where the traffic is, and just hope for the best and push forward.
You've got your fan club here today. Have you got a big following of fans?
Yeah, we run ourselves, complete family teaming that we have here, and this is my little helper Chloe daughter, so this is my good luck charm. Helps her dad out in the race event, so nah, it's good.
Thanks very much, Fiona. Great to see Stephen and Chloe there. Stephen McGill drove an absolute fabulous race in heat number 1 there. As he said, coming from 11th in the grid, he managed to cut through the pack very well, and he got himself to the front nice and early, and managed to control that and sustain the oil that was possibly coming out of Stuart Black's car. So, heat number 2, guys are on track. Colin McNeil, the number 4 car, in pole position, and alongside him his teammate Michael Paxton, number 5, then Rally Dave, David Newell, and Duncan Vincent in another Burnett Motorsport car. And then we have got Jordan Hodgson. Jordan Hodgson, a relative newcomer to the SMRC racing in the motorsport world. But wow, hasn't he arrived with a bang, bringing a whole heap of speed and a little bit of flair with him as well. Jordan Hodgson is a man to definitely keep your eyes on, and he will be doing some very special things come the end of the season, if not sooner. Already standing on the podium regularly. Let's see how he gets on with this one. You would have to think that David Newell will be a bit of a firm favourite for this one. Rally Dave and Jordan Hodgson alongside Vincent as well. Stephen McGill starting quite high up as well, so this could go anywhere. Keep your eyes on the silver number 6 coming through from the back. And we go on board with Ivor Greenwood. 73 years old from Northern Ireland. If I'm still that quick when I'm 73, I'll be absolutely delighted. Controlled start by the legends. Listen to the revs. That's the way it should be done until the lights go out. When the lights go out, we go racing, and away we go, and it's a jump from Rally Dave down the inside, the number 60 car. Great onboard footage with Ivor Greenwood there, as the front 2 guys run a little bit wide there. Colin McNeil forces Michael Paxton off the road. Paxton saw that coming and decided that he didn't want to be involved in that, as Ivor Greenwood looks at the back of the number 7, the New College of Lanarkshire legend that Duncan Vincent's in. That's Stephen McGill alongside us here. Those 2-into-1's never going to work. Oh, there's contact through the chicane. McGill, unfortunately, up in the air and then off on the exit of the chicane, and that's cost both drivers, because that was Ryan McLeish going past Greenwood as they go in towards Clark Corner. Stephen McGill won't be too happy about that one. Ivor Greenwood coming together at the chicane. Greenwood already now having a look at the back of Ryan McLeish. Wow, how late do you like it on the brakes, Ivor Greenwood? That late, through he goes and manages to get back to his apex and take the position. Now there's your pole man, Colin McNeil. He's already at the back. Something must have gone wrong to that car. As Ivor Greenwood pulls out from the slipstream, pulls alongside Ryan McLeish and drives past him on the main straight. Wow. A fair bit of speed underneath the bonnet of that Temple Auto Salvage liveried bonnet there in the Legend. Ivor Greenwood showing that he's got a fair turn of speed as Rally Dave leads from Jordan Hodgson, Duncan Vincent ahead of Michael Paxton now. And the front two have got a bit of a gap over the third place car. Can Vincent bridge that gap? Has he got the speed in that little Legend to try and catch back up? We're looking for Hunter and Black. They're further back in the pack just now as the 2, 3, 4 guys come through at the front. Race number 2 a little bit further on in the day here, so tyres at a bit of a, well, the track temperature's up at about 38 degrees, so the tyres will not be liking this. You'll see a lot of these cars sliding about. You might see a little bit of smoke starting to come out of the exhaust as well, just on the overrun before they get back on the gas. But here we go. Rally Dave, Jordan Hodgson, Duncan Vincent is pulling away just a little bit from Michael Paxton. Michael Paxton will be trying to get his claws into the back of him, but look at that. Hodgson drives right past Davy Newell. Newell absolutely no response for that on the main straight whatsoever there. Looked like he almost missed a gear as they come through McIntyre's now. The top guys all hitting a perfect apex on the inside there. You don't want to be hitting that big sausage curb. No, no, no. Look at McIntyre throws the car way up in the air. And everybody liking this new track surface as well. The track surface really rewarding the drivers, giving them great feel, great feedback, and new improved levels of grip that have seen the lap record, the original lap record, destroyed at the very first meeting of the year. It's possibly a little bit too hot today, but yeah, lap records are getting set on this new tarmac at Knockhill Racing Circuit as we hit the hairpin. Hodgson from Newell, Vincent's on the back of them now. How has he managed to get that gap? These two guys must be battling at the front. He's right in the toe now. Can he get a good slipstream from Dave Newell up the main straight? Newell in turn looks at the back of Hodgson. He pulls out. Vincent falls away on the straight there. Doesn't look like he's got much in the way of straight line speed. Rally Dave tries to go round outside of Jordan Hodgson. Surely that's never going to happen. He makes it stick. Wow, what a manoeuvre. Both dive to the inside. Vincent goes to the outside now, trying to go round outside of Jordan Hodgson. That's just as brave a manoeuvre. We're looking from Greenwood. We can see that happening ahead of us, side by side through Butchers, and Hodgson just lifts off and gives them that space as they go through the chicane. Great driving from the top three there. No contact, and Rally Dave through the top of Duffus Dip. That is a proper man's corner and a big, big manoeuvre to go round outside there and take the lead as well. As Vincent dives underneath him at Clark's, but he's run wide. So into the lead for half a second, runs wide and then loses it all towards the hairpin, and Jordan Hodgson's gone back past him. So these guys really trading positions at the front. And watch out everybody, here comes Ivor Greenwood in towards the hairpin now. Greenwood's wanting a bit of this. He's got past Michael Paxton, and there's your two guys further back down, just behind Stephen McGill, David Hunter and that man Stuart Black, all round together. McGill, Hunter and Black as they go up the main straight to click off another lap here. In the lead, Rally Dave, Hodgson second place, Vincent defends from Greenwood. Greenwood, we know how quick that engine is. We've seen that as he comes up the main straight. As he goes in towards McIntyre, we see the cars in the distance. We see them just going out of our shot now. Great camera work that. We've seen the guys going through Duffus Dip and McIntyre's turn 3 through the chicane up the back straight. A bit of a gap behind Ivor Greenwood to Ryan McLeish now, but I don't expect that to stay there for too long. One would expect Ryan McLeish to get that gap down pretty quickly actually. As we saw Billy Wade very sideways through the corner there, and there goes your top 4. In fact, it's more than 4. Ivor Greenwood, look at that, that's a slipstream. Wow, he just pulls out and drives straight past on the brakes at the hairpin. Oh, Vincent, give him that when Ivor's on the outside. Yes, he does. Absolutely nothing Duncan Vincent could do there. Greenwood sails past and takes that position. Vincent will be trying to get back in the slipstream up the main straight here, but he's got nothing for Greenwood. He's got now under big attack from Ryan McLeish, as Dave Hunter is involved in that big battle still with Stuart Black behind him. But here goes Hodgson, back again on the inside of Rally Dave, trying to take that position into Duffus Dip. Not to be. Fought off once again by the number 60 car. The KME, Kinloch Motorsport Engineering, on the back of Rally Dave's car. A car that those guys have put together. David Newell, a farrier by trade, and also, hence the name, Rally Dave, bit of a rally man as well. Through Clark Corner they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then Stephen McGill, then Michael Paxton had David Hunter underneath them there. So David Hunter giving a bit of pressure towards that man. Michael Paxton, number 5 car, up the straight once again. winding down towards the business end of this race now. Here comes Jordan Hodgson again. He's now attacking on the left. He's now attacking on the left instead of the right, and he drives right past David Newell there. The teammate of David Hunter goes past David Newell. The first two go down there. Who's that taking the escape road? Was that Stephen McGill again? We'll have to have a look further back for that one. Definitely one of the white cars. There seems to be more white cars this year than we've ever seen. And Ryan McLeish was going past Duncan Vincent as well there. So try as he may, Vincent unable to keep young Ryan McLeish, a very hard charging young driver. Great to see him in the ex-Mackay car that was raced in the Nationals. As we come into the hairpin, Jordan Hodgson on the inside. Rally Dave tries to go for the famous cutback on the exit of the corner and accelerate and take it up towards the line, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Jordan Hodgson, up they come, tries and want to weave as much as they can. Rally Dave jumps out from the slipstream. Can he repay the favour as they go in towards Duffus Dip? You hold our breath. He's trying to once again go round the outside, but surely not. You've done it once, you can't do it again, can he? Hodgson gives him the manoeuvre side by side through Leslie's, but Hodgson manages to keep it this time on the inside. Great bit of driving. We've also got David Hunter passing Duncan Vincent there as we see Ryan McLeish goes past Ivor Greenwood. So it's all action here in this heat number 2 for the Scottish Legends cars at Knockhill. Beautiful sunshine, blue sky, dry tarmac, just what every driver wants. As through they go and head towards the hairpin to click off another lap. Up the inside goes David Newell. He makes that one stick. That come from a long way back as he left himself lame when he exit the corner. Well, he had to try something because it was a dash to the line. But it's going to be Jordan Hodgson who wins from David Newell, from Ryan McLeish. And then a whole gaggle of cars come across the line. I need some water. I hope Fiona's got some water for the drivers in the pit lane. That was cracking. Let's hand back down to Little Fee for some post-race analysis on heat number 2.
Congratulations, Ryan, on that third place finish. That was a bit of a hectic race out there, looked like it. Talk us through it.
No, it was great. It's a hard start, but just gradually picked my way through the pack and managed to get into third in the last lap. But yeah, happy with the cars. Fast, but it's really warm out there. It's quite hard to keep yourself cool in the car.
I think you're one of the lucky ones today, having an open cockpit for driving with. How are the tyres coping in this heat?
Yeah, they're actually okay. Quite a bit of tyre degradation with the temperature of the track. It's just wearing them away quite quickly, but we'll be able to cope with it.
And one more race to go today. Hoping for another podium?
That's the plan.
Good. Well, thanks very much. Best of luck for race 3. And back to you, Duncan, for race 3 of the Legends Championship here at Knockhill.
Thank you very much, Fiona. And Ryan McLeish doesn't look like he's done very much, does he? Fit as a fiddle, hardly any sweat on the boy. And looking forward to race number 3 as the guys make their way on to the circuit. Late in the day now at Knockhill, the second last race of the day. The Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup being the very last race of the day. And let's see how these guys get on. Colin McNeil, again, he hasn't had a very good day. He's a couple of issues. We see him starting on the front. We've also got, who else we've got? They've got Michael Paxton up there, Billy Waits in there, Vincent and Newell, and even Ben Mason's up towards the sharp end. So not at the best of days, these guys. People who have had a good day. Jordan Hodgson and David Hunter, the two teammates, starting right at the back end of the field. The only people behind them, a couple of rookies. And let's see how the grid unfolds for this one. Again, the race director will be just chirping away in the ear of these guys, tell him exactly what he wants and what he's expecting. And that's a bit strange, car stopping on the straight there. We don't see that very often. But yeah, we'll be under a race start procedure in just a minute or two. And as they come through the hairpin, everybody will be asked to bunch together and get it nice and close, because the final of the day is about to start. The pace car pulls down the tri-oval. Colin McNeil brings the guys up towards the line at a controlled pace. You can hear the revs, don't rise. And as they get to the top, the lights will go off and we'll be racing for the final, and away we go. And Colin McNeil gets a jump down towards Duffus Dip for the first time of asking. Let's hope everybody gets through here in one piece. There's been a lot of people running wide at the start of the race, and race control will be looking at that. Michael Paxton tries to go up the inside. It's been a good start for number 16, John Bushby. It's Duncan Vincent and David Newell. Those guys have been together all day. Vincent goes round the outside, but looked like he was heading for the grass more than anything there. Side by side with David Newell, through the chicane on lap 1. That's something that McGill and Greenwood tried earlier on, and we saw those guys. So Steve McGill unfortunately getting the rough end of the stick and ending up in the gravel trap. But thankfully no contact this time as we come in towards the hairpin. And that's Kieran Beattie trying to force it down the inside of Colin McNeil. Wow, that was on the white line. That was breathe-in stuff in that number 33 car. How did he manage to fit that one down the white line? I will never know, but he managed to do it just. Commentator even winced a little bit with that one as they come up the main straight to start the next lap of the race. I've still got a smile on my face. I can't believe that he got alongside him at the hairpin there. But Colin McNeil will be out for revenge. You can guarantee that as we go over the top of Duffus. We go through Leslie's, absolutely flat stick through Leslie's. Michael Paxton's looking at the inside of John Bushby. He runs him wide, and is that Davey Newell? It is. Rally Dave tries to go through on the inside as well, and he makes it stick. Duncan Vincent's going to try and go through as well. Whoa, hold on to your hats. Goes over the red sausage curb, just kisses that there, and manages to get through and follow Rally Dave through. So John Bushby lost 3 places in 2 corners there. That was a bit of a rude awakening from the guys there on the number 16 car. But John, he's been around long enough as well. He would have seen these cars having the momentum and maybe just feathered out the throttle and was a little bit nice to the drivers. The leader goes through the hairpin, 2nd place. Rally Dave now into 3rd place. Michael Paxton 4th, Duncan Vincent 5th. We need to find out where David Hunter, Jordan Hodgson and Stuart Black are. Also Stephen McGill, another one. Look at Michael Paxton, tries to pull out from the slipstream one side, tries to pull out from the slipstream on the other side as they go in towards Duffus Dip. Nice and late on the brakes. Vincent later on the brakes, goes over the apex of Duffus Dip here, then goes back through the left-hander as we swing back towards the leader. KB on the front of the car. Kieran Beattie and David Newell again going to try and go underneath Colin McNeil there, but that's not going to happen. McNeil goes through the chicane left and right, and up the back straight he now goes. Guys starting to bottle up just a little bit behind that red number 4 car. But Colin McNeil driving a fabulous race just now, as is Kieran. Look at this at the front. Rally Dave now does get past. He makes a manoeuvre into Clark. He could possibly see the danger coming from behind him, and David Newell's made up, not David Newell, David Hunter has made up huge amounts of ground here, because Stuart Black and Jordan Hodgson still down the back of the field as Vincent tries to go very cheeky round outside of Michael Paxton. Surely not. No. Ivor Greenwood goes up the inside of him. Now let's see if he can get a toe up the main straight here. Michael Paxton just drives away from him in a straight line there, so good effort. Oh, and there's somebody else goes past him. That's Stephen McGill. Wow, Stephen McGill's had a good day, hasn't he? He's been on the podium. Oh, Ryan McLeish goes past Duncan Vincent as well as the guys all go down through Leslie's in towards McIntyre's. Vincent tries to fight back on McLeish, but it's not to be as they come through. Paxton's on the outside here. That's not a good place for Michael Paxton to be as they come through the chicane. Now David Newell is starting to catch up. There's a big slide for Colin McNeil. Oh, where did he go? There he goes. Back to the inside. Colin McNeil spins right across the front of everybody. We go on board with Colin. You see the car dips a back wheel into the gravel, lifts the front of the car up, and off goes Colin McNeil. Thankfully, he doesn't have contact with anything there. He's already trying to select a different gear so he can get away from the scene of that crime. Brilliant bit of onboard footage from the number 4 car there. Just through the gravel, just put a wheel into the gravel trap and it lost all traction and spat him across the front of everybody. We were on board with Duncan Vincent when we saw that, and great onboard shot from Colin McNeil. Not a great one for Colin, but great for us to watch as the rest of the pack all come through. David Hunter now goes round outside of Duncan Vincent as well, and Stuart Black and Jordan Hodgson now just starting to make up little bits of ground towards the end of the race. Into Duffus Dip goes Rally Dave, and he's chased hard now as he leads the way from Ivor Greenwood and Kieran Beattie. Kieran all over the back of Ivor. Oh, big snap of oversteer for the number 33 car there, but he managed to hold that one all together as they make their way down Butchers and climb over the chicane. Stephen McGill with Ryan McLeish, David Hunter, Michael Paxton, Billy Waite, Ben Mason, Vincent, Black and Hodgson all in tow as they now head towards the hairpin. And you've got to really fancy for this one David Newell right now at the front, but Ivor Greenwood looks so menacing and so fast. Where's David Newell going? That was the alternate line through the hairpin there. A lot of oversteer mid-corner, made him go very, very wide. As up the main straight goes Jordan Hodgson, tucking in behind the number 7 car, and pulls straight out, drives up alongside him and gets the position. We wait for the next couple of cars to come through. We want to try and see what Ivor Greenwood's doing to David Newell at the front. Well, David's managed to keep a bit of a gap here actually. At car 33, Kieran Beattie driving an absolute blinder of a race here just now. Stephen McGill with McLeish all over the back of him here as they go down through the Butchers area and over the Arnold Clark chicane. Great camera shots here. Michael Paxton with a big bounce over the curb as they come through. But still at the front, number 60. I mentioned Kinloch Motor Engineering already. That's on the back of his car. And he really is driving well for these guys just now. But here comes Ivor, the man who comes over from Ireland for every meeting. Kieran Beattie just managing to keep Ryan McLeish and Stephen McGill back just now. This really is a great showing from number 33. He really is living up to the hype. And in this final, he's got some of these big guns behind him. Oh, Stuart Black has to swerve violently on the back of Michael Paxton there. And that looked pretty scary from Weaver. And look at this, Ivor Greenwood round the outside of Rally Dave going into turn 1. Now, Rally Dave knows exactly what it's like to do that, so he'll know how hard that is as Billy Waite goes straight on, doesn't take the escape road, decides to take the grass route down Duffus Dip and rejoins in front of the marshals at McIntyre's. And marshals at McIntyre's and the photographer Power Images down there doing a bit of shooting. Bit of a shame that for Billy Waite because he was actually going very well. They lost about 4 or 5 positions in that one. As through Clark's go the two leaders. Now, has Newell got anything left in the tank in that number 60 car for Ivor Greenwood? Or is he purely tagging onto the back? Now, is Duncan Vincent dropping further and further down the field now? It's not working for him at all in the final. Billy Waite comes through now. Has Billy picked up some damage from that grassy excursion? We'll find out in a minute or so if he carries on or heads for the pit lane. But Rally Dave was lining up another bit of an attack as they come up the main straight to go in towards Duffus Dip. But has he got enough straight line speed? No. Ivor holds it. Stephen McGill now all over the curb there with Ryan McLeish sideways down the hill as well. Can these guys work together and use the head as Dave Hunter's in there? And can they bridge that gap up to Newell and Greenwood? It'll be very exciting and interesting if they can. There's possibly just enough time left in this final for those guys to do it. As I said, late in the day now, track temperature has dropped a little bit. But look at this, McGill's bringing McLeish and Hunter forward. And Stuart Black's now got free of that battle that he was involved in. As these guys battle at the front, that's going to help the guys in second, third and fourth. Greenwood and Newell, McGill, McLeish and Hunter, Black, Beattie, Mason and Hodgson with Paxton. That's a proper battle. This is proper Legends racing. SMRC at Knockhill will be absolutely delighted with the grids these legends have got. And there's a big lock up in the background there. That looked John Bushby-esque. Looked like a black number 16 car. I'll expect the text message later on if it's not John. But McLeish now goes up the inside of McGill. Good manoeuvre. McGill tries to cut back on the exit of the corner. But does he have enough? Oh, he was almost alongside. And that was a cut back across the nose from young Ryan McLeish. And McGill won't be happy about that one. But all's fair in love and war. As they go up the back straight now towards Clark Corner. Billy Waite still all on his own, but we want to follow the lead bunch because here they come through. Greenwood and Newell will see McLeish now coming. And Ryan McLeish really has got a good head of steam. He didn't want to let Stephen McGill pass there, so he had to give him absolutely no option, no choice at Butchers when McGill tried to poke his nose alongside him, because Ryan knows that would have killed his momentum, and he's trying to carry that momentum forward as David Hunter pulls out from the back of McGill as they go over the crest of the hill now. The silver number 6 car, and here comes a change of lead as they go in towards Duffus. Newell, sorry. Getting all excited here. Hunter does make a position up on McGill, but Newell makes a position up on Greenwood. Greenwood again tries to go back up the inside. He does. Can Rally Dave cut underneath him? Yes, he maybe can. But as we dive away from that camera view, no, he can't. Ivor Greenwood and David Newell swapping positions at Duffus Dip, then at McIntyre's. And look, all that overtaken has slowed them up and has brought Ryan McLeish and everybody else into this little battle. Up the inside of David Newell goes Ryan McLeish. So things are changing at the front. Has Ryan McLeish got enough left in him? Can Ryan McLeish win this race? Or is it going to be Ivor Greenwood? That is Stuart Black getting all excited at the hairpin and heading for Stirling. But he'll get back there, he comes back in. But a dash towards the line is going to be the winner, Ivor Greenwood from David Newell. Brilliant race for Ivor Greenwood and David Newell. It looked like we did get Ryan McLeish coming home in third, and what a fabulous Legends final that was. Ivor Greenwood and David Newell swapping positions left, right and centre. And a great drive through the pack from David Hunter. Let's hand down to Fiona, where I need to catch my breath. Fiona, take it away, on you go.
Well done, David, on that P2 finish. How was the race for you?
It was a brilliant race, to be honest. I mean, hats off to Ivor. Ivor drove an absolute phenomenal race. I mean, you know, he's a 70-year-old. I mean, if I can be driving at that, you know, at that level, when I'm that age, I'll be more than happy. I mean, none of us gave each other an inch. It was really, really tight racing and clean racing, and yeah, hats off to him. A really good drive.
A few beers tonight to cool down and celebrate?
Yeah, a few beers and a barbecue. Why not?
Well done, and we'll see you again in August. Thank you.
Hey Dave. All right, man.
And that concludes the racing here today at Knockhill for the Scottish Legends Car Championship. See you in August.